Hey guys, welcome back, and today we're going to be going over the 16 dateable characters in Coral Island. They announced that there are 4 more characters coming because they reached a stretch goal on Kickstarter, but we don't know who those characters are yet and how many of those are going to be dateable. But these 16 characters that I'm going to talk about in this video are the confirmed ones. They have bios, and that's kind of what I'm going to go over today. So the first dateable character is Noah, and he's an obvious fan of consistency. Noah was born, raised, and settled in Coral Island, with a brief departure to Pokio for university years. Now back in Coral Island, he spends his days running the tavern in bland-colored khakis. Though he would rather spend his days taking care of his mom, Betty, he does have other hobbies. On rare occasions that he is free, he enjoys long walks discussing theories of unexplainable phenomenons with Alice, and watching a gourmet gelato making show, games of cones, and he has a big family of 3 siblings. He also loves durian, sunny side up, and nochi, but he hates metal bars. The next dateable character is Yuri. When she's not busy keeping the islanders healthy, she can be spotted hanging out or playing chess at the beach shack. She also likes tattoos, pastel hair, and playing pool. Yuri's not your usual MD. She spends her 20s as a doctor who crossed many borders, frequently dispatched to remote areas to practice for little to no pay. Presumably why she has no decent savings and decided to settle in Starlet Town, a boat ride away from her hometown Tosaka. She is close with her roommate Millie and fellow MD Charles. Yuri loves fish sandwiches, green curry, and lobster, but she hates flowers. The next character is Scott. He's a city boy at heart, always up for fun, and he's never a bore. He found his passion for artifacts, and he has dedicated his life to it. After many heartbreaks and not wanting to be known as the town's infamous playboy, Scott moved to Coral Island to start a new life. He's currently renting a room with Charles at 1 Main Avenue in Starlet Town. Aside from getting into relationships, Scott enjoys strong coffee, rainy days, and vintage jazz. He frequents the local tavern on the weekend. Scott loves Node and egg custard, but he hates tulips. Then there's Lily. Despite having a well-paid remote job, Lily still lives at home with her dad and brother, Theo. Usually she spends her days working at home and would visit the lake or library on the weekend. Once a week, usually on Monday, Lily would stay at the abandoned villa as a favor to her good friend, Nina. She watches the villa while Nina's away and uses that time to recuperate. Lily loves miniature bonsais. Lily also loves kimchi, onigiri, omurice, bonsais, but she hates diamonds. Next we have Eva. She's a bachelorette. She's happy-go-lucky baker who works in the general store. She enjoys talking to the islanders, be it local, new, visitors, everybody, and is good friends with a lot of them. Currently, Eva doesn't have a lot of savings, but when she does, she has dreams to visit more exotic places. According to the Islanders, Ava is always a delight to talk to, a positive ray of sunshine, a fan of red velvet cakes and cookies. Sews most of her clothes herself. Ava loves cookies and orchids, and she hates garlic. Pablo is next on the list. He and his brother Raphael are both blacksmiths and bachelors. Never been caught without a smile on his face, Pablo is a natural attraction to the locals, singles or not. According to his brother, despite Pablo's Casanova's persona, he's a romantic at heart and is ready to settle down when the right person comes along. When he isn't smelting ores, he can be around town lending a hand to the townsfolk, cleaning up the graveyards or tossing anisodes at a tavern. He hates beaches, dislikes the sand in his shoes. He also loves sweet potato poutine and hates durian. Then there's Leah. She lives her bachelor life with her father and stepmom in an old massive house that the locals call the mansion. She's self-hired yoga instructor at the community center and takes her online presence seriously. She spends her day wandering around the island with a camera on hand. Leah's mother is an art dealer who travels the world constantly, so when her parents divorced after a long deliberation between the lawyers and what seems like a lifetime worth of legal fees, they decided that it would be best for Leah to stay with her dad. This was to retain some sort of stability in her life. She loves to be surrounded by nature, fine arts, and a closet full of designer collections. Leah loves Pearl, but she hates all fish. Kenny is a part-time rancher and a full-time bachelor. He grew up in Coral Island and has fostered close relationships with other islanders, be it people, animals, trees, spirits from the beyond, all of them. Besides making friends, he loves having lunch outdoors, vegan tacos, and cold kombucha. Kenny lives with his parents at a cabin in the forest and goes to a ranch every day to take care of his animals. After he is done working for the day, he would head to the local tavern or blacksmith shop to catch up with his friends. He usually spends his lunch breaks in the forest or by lakes sitting on the ground snacking on edamame and playing the flute. Kenny loves vegan tacos, but he hates cheese. For the 9th dateable character, we have Macy. She's an eligible marriage character. She grew up in a neighborhood island and now lives full-time at the inn. She makes a living selling images to a visual media company, Plenty Inc. Before Coral Island, she went to university for finance in Plotera, tried her luck working at a corporate job for 3 years while selling photography as a side gig. At one point, she decided to pursue photography professionally and left her corporate job. Before embarking on a life as an artist, she moved back home for a year, catching up with her family while preparing for her island hopping career. Though she didn't say how long she would stay in Coral Island, she mentioned that she would eventually move onto another island, unless she has a good reason not to. An only child, she loves simple nights, taking pictures, playing video games, and Steven, her rescue lobster. Macy loves pizza, but she hates pickles. Surya is an eligible marriage candidate, is a fresh marine biologist graduate who's currently doing a fellowship in Coral Island. Like you, he's also new to the island. Shortly after he submitted his dissertation, he realized that fancy degree didn't guarantee a job. So when he was given the opportunity to join Ling's research project, he was ecstatic. He packed his bags and moved in with his uncle and aunt, Joko and Dinda, in the hillside. He works at the lab on the weekdays and spends his free time hanging out with Luke in the vineyard and relaxing at the beach. Surya loves Lode Luke, and he hates milk. Next, we have Nina. She's a bachelorette, technically doesn't live in Coral Island anymore, but still visits her vacation home at the beach from time to time. Aside from wild rumors around town, she never talked about her abrupt departure, so it remains a mystery until now. Nina is well educated and enjoys lavish vacations, a close friend with Suki. Nina loves banana fritter, flower bouquets, but she hates bananas and tomato soup. Theo is an eligible marriage character. On the weekends, he makes a quick buck performing live on the tavern. He doesn't have what people call a decent voice, but he does have a soul when he performs. Apparently, according to him, that's what's important. He lives on 2 Main Street with his dad, who was once a fisherman, and his sister Lily. Theo doesn't drink. He loves outdoor cookouts, festivals, camping, and hates traveling. His day job is a fisherman. Theo loves yellow moray eel, fish tacos, and he hates beer and wine. Now we have Luke. Coming from old money, this bachelor lives with his parents and dog, Taco, in the manor behind the vineyard, a family business that he feels pressure to take over. Not a fan of the silver spoon, Luke runs Socket Electronics in his spare time in an attempt to create a name for himself, separate from his family. In his free time, he frequents the beach shack for some fresh seafood. He's good friends with Ben and Pablo. Luke loves ratatouille and wine, but he hates beach scavengables. Zara, an eligible bachelorette who is an adventurer at heart. Zara lives on a boat. She enjoys going around the island and finding treasure, be it gems, old artifacts, or buried history. Zara was born and raised on the other side of Coral Island. When her boat is not docked in the usual place, she is presumed to visit her family. But what really is going on in her life, nobody really knows. She can be a bit mysterious at times, allergic to cats. Zara loves rambutan and azurite, and she hates roasted chestnuts. Raphael, along with his older brother Pablo, who is also an eligible bachelor, runs a local blacksmith shop. As a reserve fellow, Raphael is rarely seen outside of town, but on rare days when he does, he can be found at Socket Electronics or Coral Inn, visiting his cousins and niece Valentina. Raphael can be helpful for upgrading your tools, smelting ores, etc. He likes horror movies, weaponry, and silence. He dislikes loud music. Raphael also loves onyx, and he hates fresh salad. And for our last dateable character, we have Alice, a bachelorette alongside with her twin sister Suki. They own, run, and live by the beach in Coral Inn. Running a business is hard, and running it with your sister is harder. Alice spends her days working at the inn and in her free time hanging out with her friends in town. She is good friends with Noah, and they are often spotted together grabbing morning coffee or in-depth discussions about unexplainable phenomenons. Alice loves green smoothies and she hates pizza. She thinks pizza is overrated. So guys, thanks for watching. These are the 16 dateable characters in Coral Island. Let me know in the comments which one you like the best and which one you like the least. Anyway, give this video a like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video.